to build a ballroom for the country, really, because this is really, they call it the people's house. It's the country's house. I want to build a ballroom. It needs it badly. And a ballroom that could seat 600 or 700 people so that when you have state dinners or more if it's possible. And I said, how long would the process take? Because I'm so used to zoning. And I've gotten a lot of zoning over the years to these two guys, these two geniuses, like movie stars, and they have a good brain besides. That's pretty nice. Nice to have you guys both with us. So they said, how long? I said, how long would it take? They said, sir, you can start tonight. I said, what are you talking about? You have 0 zoning conditions. You're the president of... I said, you got to be kidding. You mean I can actually do something that I really want? Because I'm used to sitting with heads of community boards and politicians, and it's fine. It's part of the beauty, if you want to call it that, or sometimes it's not so beautiful, of being a real estate developer, especially in New York. It takes you years and years, and it's, it's heartache. And they say, well, sir, we'd like you to cut off 40 stories. I had one where I had it 67 stories was approved, and we go to the end, and I get an emergency phone call from the head of the board. Sir, may we see you? Yes. They come in, sir, we're going to really not be able to approve it. We want you to cut off 42 stories. Cut off. In other words, I'm going to lose 42 stories. I said, there's no way you're doing it. So we fought it out for 2 years. You end up getting what you want, but it's a brutal process. So over here I said, how long will it take me? Sir, you can start tonight. You have no approvals. I said, you got to be kidding. He said, sir, this is the White House. You're the President of the United States. You can do anything you want. So with that came great responsibility. And we did something that was really appropriate to the White House. We didn't want to dwarf anything. We didn't want to make it so that it's inappropriate. And I was watching them very carefully, and that's what we did. And so we're going to have a phenomenal ballroom. This is going to be one of the best anywhere in the world. There won't be anything like it, actually. And it's 4 sides of glass, or glass, beautiful glass, but totally appropriate in color and in window shape and everything else with the White House, moldings. So it's going to be very much in keeping with the White House. You know, a new thing is you build a super modern building next to an old-fashioned building. And I think that's good, but I don't have the courage to do that with the White House. It's good for a lot of places. It's not good. It's not good for here. So everything's very much in keeping, and we'll be able to have state dinners, the kind we would literally not even have state dinners because it's not set up. But for all those years they wanted it, and now they're going to get it. And because of you, they're going to get it. And me too. We're all in this together. And I mean, I have so many friends, and so many of you have been really, really generous. I mean, a couple of you, I'm sitting here saying, sir, would $25 million be appropriate? I said, I'll take it. You know, it doesn't take too many 25s to get it done. But a lot of you have been really fantastic. Ike, thank you very much. You were great. You were great, Ike Perlmutter. And they just felt it was something that's really good. It's the preservation of something there's nothing like it. To me, there's nothing like the White House. Even after I won the first night, I went up and I'm standing in the residential hallway with Melania, and I'm looking into the Lincoln bedroom. I said, that was a surreal experience. I'm saying, do you believe this? We're in the White House, and that's the Lincoln bedroom. And it takes a while to get used. I'm still not probably really used to it. It's just a special place. What can I say? So we have to take care of it. And we have little things like at the Lincoln bedroom. The bathroom was done by the Truman family, and a long time ago. And it's done in a green tile, and it's done as in a style that was not exactly Abe Lincoln. It's a style that's not good. So it's actually Art Deco, and Art Deco doesn't go with, 1850 and civil wars and all of the problem. But what does do is statuary marble. So I ripped it apart and we built the bathroom. It's absolutely gorgeous and totally in keeping with that time, because the Lincoln bedroom is so incredible for those of you that have seen it. We have so many different. Downstairs we have the palm room, and they had 1-by-1 tiles that were put there probably 20 years ago by somebody. And they were broken and bad. It's embarrassing. And I took it out and we did a magnificent book-matched statuary marble floor, We fix the room, and we put up the right, the proper lighting and chandeliers and everything. It looks incredible. People walk up, they can't believe how beautiful it is. And so we like to fix it up, and it's a little bit of my heritage, fix up and clean up and make it nice. And we're doing that with the White House. So the largest room in the White House was the East Room. That's this room right here, by far. And it currently holds, let's say, as we said, 100. And for this reason, during major functions and events, administrations going back many, many decades, were forced to severely limit the number of events they had and certainly limit the number of people. And they had some catastrophic events. Some of the biggest events were a tent being built on the lawn and the rain started, and for some reason, every time they put up a tent here, it rains, and that's not good. And they tended to use a lower level, which is, they have pretty big land here, but they used a lower level where the rain would just seep into the ballroom, and it wasn't pretty when you're sitting down having dinner, talking about, hello, President Xi, and how have you been, and hello, Emmanuel from France, and all the different people that we've had here. And you've got about 4 inches of water, literally, that's going over your shoes, and you're trying to pretend that it's not happening, but it's happening. So we won't have that stuff anymore, and it'll be great. We really need it. The United States is the greatest and most powerful nation on earth, and American presidents need to be able to host events at the White House that reflect the demands of the time and that can carry out the prestige of what we're all doing. I mean, we're a country that a year ago was dead. We were a dead country a year ago, as many of you know. And today we're the hottest country anywhere in the world by far. Everybody admits it. King of Saudi Arabia told me that. You've heard me say it. But Qatar, UAE, the European Union came in, every country. They said, it's unbelievable what's happened with the United States. We're hot. And I'll tell you what, had this other group of lunatics been elected, this country would have, I think, you would have actually failed. So we went from being a country that was dead, a country that was really in trouble, open borders, everything they did wrong, men and women, sports, transgender for everybody, every single thing they did was wrong. Just go the opposite, and you couldn't miss. And we had an election that was a landslide. It was so big. We won the popular vote by a lot. We won all 7 swing states. There are 7 swing states, as you know, and if you win 3 or 4, you do great, but to win 7 is very rare that you see that happen. We won all 7. We won the Electoral College by a lot. We're at 312. Remember, they said, well, I don't know if he can get above 250. No, we didn't. We got 312, and it was great. We beat them by a lot. But we have another where you would call it districts, or you would call it, there's a map split up, beautifully split up in tiny little quadrants, and they call them districts, they call them just areas, and we were 2,750 to 525. That's why when you look at a map of the election, it was all red with 2 blue stripes down on one end and the other. And even them I worry about because I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I think we did great there. And so we've had an amazing time. It's the most powerful nation on earth now. You see that. You see the weaponry. We have the greatest weapons, the greatest manufacturer of weapons. Some of you are in that world, and some of you, the greatest in the world. We have the greatest in the world. I wish we could make them faster, if you want to know the truth. Everybody, all of our allies want them, and they want them as quick as they can. And the American presidents need to be able to showcase our country. So we'll begin the really historic effort to add we'll call Presidential Ballroom. That'll expand the space for tens of thousands of people will be able to come during the course of a year if you add it all up and have the kind of space that you need. It's very exciting. To me, it's exciting as a person in real estate because you'll never get a location like this again. Even contracts, I give out the contracts myself. Can you believe it? And we just gave out the excavation contract, and I guess he was in for $3.2 million. I said, can you do it for 1.5? No, I can't do that, sir. I can't. I said, this is once in a lifetime. This is the excavation of the White House grounds for what will be one of the best, most beautiful ballrooms in the world. Sir, I can't. So, but I got him down to $2 million, so it's not terrible. So we got it. And so many people were so great. Carrier, it's a great company, air conditioning. He called, he said, sir, we'd like to donate the air conditioning. I said, that's a beautiful thing. I appreciate that. He's donating it to the, not giving it to me, giving it to the country. He donated the air conditioning, a steel company, a great steel company, a great man, actually. He said, sir, I'd like to donate the steel for your ballroom. I said, well, that's nice. And I found out, how much is the steel? I called the contract. Sir, it's down for $37 million. I said, this is a nice donation, right? He wants the steel, and he wants to make it great steel as opposed to garbage steel, because they dump a lot of garbage around, you know. Steel is like everything else, including human beings. Steel could be high quality and it can be low quality. He wants to make sure it's high quality. And so many different people are donating services and they're donating products to the ballroom. It's amazing. If we keep going like this, I may be able to build it for nothing. You know, we'll get it built for nothing. But we're going to be projecting a cost that's going to be, we're going to come in under budget. We started with a much smaller building, and then I realized, I mean, we have the land, let's do it right. And so we built a larger building that can really hold just about any function that we want. It'll be done with really exquisite taste, the finest designers, and I consider myself an important designer because they come in with things that they may be good designers, but boy, the things they can recommend are horrible. And we wanted classic, the utmost respect for the historic beauty and grandeur of one of the most iconic buildings anywhere in the world. I mean, you go to the White House and you see that picture. When you ride up in the drive, like tonight, probably some of you realize you drive up that drive and you're looking at that building all lit up and gorgeous and perfect, and we take good care of it too. Wasn't taken good care of. The Oval Office is now at a level that it's never seen before. We take really great care of it. They weren't taking good care of it for 4 years, I'll tell you that. This addition will be completed in the classical style that complements everything else around it, including the Treasury Department, which is right next to it. We have been working very closely with the incredible people of the National Park Service. They really are. They love this place. They're very proud of it. The architects, historians, and everyone else, and many others, to ensure that the project will be beloved and loved for years to come, for centuries to come. It's going to be up for a long time, I hope. To the cherished White House staff and everyone else that worked so hard, I want to thank you very much. And it's from James Monroe, who added the south portico. I don't know if you know that, south portico. To Andrew Jackson, who added the north portico. To Theodore Roosevelt, who added the west wing. Did you know that? Theodore Roosevelt, a long time ago. And Harry Truman, who added the Truman balcony. He wanted the Truman balcony. That's right up here, so you have the balcony off the residential. Chief executives throughout the history have contributed to making the White House special, and nothing of this magnitude has been done, but the really big recent renovation was the West Wing and the Oval Office, and that's pretty major in terms of what it stands for. It's actually not big, but it's really big in another way. It's the biggest, I would say, in another way. And that was around 1900. So that's a long time ago. That's a long time ago. And this is going to be something that's going to make you all very proud. So now we have the presidential ballroom. We're ensuring that the People's House will continue to serve the American people properly, and we can have all the people in the world come and they'll say, boy, what a place that is. But I want to thank, and just leave it by thanking everybody in this room. You've been unbelievable. Some of you have been just incredible. You really felt it was very important to do this, and it happened so quickly. I mean, I thought I'd have this dinner like in a year from now, a year and a half from now, and we have it already because it's fully taken care of. And I just want to thank you all. You're very special people, really. But somehow the ballroom at the White House, it really hit a nerve with a lot of people. They wanted it. You love the country. You know, this country has spirit again. This country didn't have a lot of spirit 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. It developed spirit on November 5th, where a lot of you were with me. Some of you weren't, but you quickly became with me. It's amazing the way a victory can change the minds of some people. But most of you were with me, and Pepe, you were fantastic. He's got a little sugar business. He has a monopoly. He has a monopoly on the world's sugar. I would say that's a good business. I know nothing about sugar, but I would say a monopoly on sugar is pretty good, Pepe. Thank you both very much. Thank you, darling, for being. Well, thank you both for, yeah, that's right. He ends up with good real estate. It starts off as sugar, then all of a sudden he's in the middle of a city, and he ends up, but he's been great, and a supporter right from the beginning for years. And I see you sitting out there, and I appreciate it, and so many others. So I just want to say thank you all. Simply behind me, so is a knockout panel. This panel, the next time you come here, will be opened up and gone. No problem with any of the surrounding areas. This room will be fixed. This will be like a cocktail. The whole floor will be cocktails or pre-briefings or whatever it may be, lots of different things. So the entire floor, so you come in, the entire floor sets up. We didn't have to do any of that. Usually you have to do that. You need different rooms to go along with the ballroom. They're already built, and they're built better than anybody would ever build because this is beautiful stuff. It doesn't get better. So we have this one. We have another one similar on the other side. And then we have various meeting rooms and rooms in between that are served for, different dinners for different people. And all of this is utilized just the way it is. It'll be enhanced. It'll be even more beautiful, but it'll be, and really brought into the future a little bit from the standpoint of life and lifespan. So this will be your area, and then you get the bell, bing, 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 and you walk into the ballroom, and you'll have close to 1,000 seats if you need them, or much less. We have separating panels, so it could be less, or it could be actually even more than that. So I think it'll be something you'll be very proud of. And what we're going to do is when we open up, you'll be among the first groups, maybe the first group if I still like you at that time, which I'm sure I will. But you'll be here, it will be here, and you're going to be very happy. You're going to be very impressed. We get it done. So I want to thank everybody very much, and it's so many friends in the audience. And I just want to thank you all. You're very special people. You love the country. You love the White House. And what you've done is very important. And we'll have a little dinner, and we'll ask the press to now go home to your wives, family, say hello to them. If I don't like you, don't even bother. But you've been great. Thank you very much. And Doug, thank you very much. And congratulations on a great career. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much.